Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to break down a practical, no-fluff financial framework designed for anyone in their late teens and early 20s. Now, this isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme. It's about building a really solid, reliable foundation for the next decade of your life.
And let's just be honest, that's what it feels like for a lot of us, right? You look at the cost of housing, groceries, just, well, everything. And there's this constant low-grade anxiety about what's next. It feels uncertain, like the ground could just fall out from under you at any moment.
That's the big question, isn't it? And it's exactly what we're tackling today. This explainer is your blueprint. It's how you move from feeling anxious about that trapdoor to feeling completely in control of where you're standing.
So let's start by just acknowledging that feeling. The concerns you have about the cost of living, about feeling like you're locked out of the opportunities maybe your parents had, yeah, those are completely valid. The economic rulebook has changed, and a lot of the old advice just doesn't really work anymore.
And this right here, this is the first hard truth we have to wrap our heads around. The classic advice to just diligently put money into a savings account and watch it grow, that's broken. It's actually a guaranteed way to go backwards slowly. And let me show you exactly why.
So if stuffing cash in a savings account is a losing game, what's the alternative? Well, to figure that out, we need to correctly identify the real enemy. And you know what? It's not what most people are afraid of.
Meet the silent killer of your financial future, purchasing power risk. It's the simple, unavoidable fact that every single dollar you save today will buy you less tomorrow. While everyone is watching the stock market, absolutely terrified of a crash, this is the risk that is quietly, consistently eating away at your future.
Now just look at the contrast here. On one side, you've got market volatility. It's loud, it's scary, it's all over the news. But you know, history shows us it's often temporary. But on the other side is purchasing power risk. It's silent, it's invisible. But its damage, that's permanent. We're programmed to fear the sudden shark attack. But really, it's the slow, rising tide that's the real inevitable threat.
And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. If your savings are earning a tiny 0.5% while the cost of living is jumping by 3%, you are actively losing the race. Your money is on a treadmill that's moving backward. So the crucial takeaway is you have to get your money working in a way that outpaces the rate it's being devalued.
All right, so before we even get into stocks or bonds or any of that, we need to focus on the single most powerful wealth-building tool you have right now. And spoiler alert, it's not in a brokerage account. It's you.
This is one of the most important ideas in this entire blueprint, so really let this sink in. If your income is stuck, no investment strategy on earth is going to save you. You can't build a skyscraper on a cracked foundation. The most critical step is to have enough capital to work with in the first place. You have to fix your income first.
So how do you actually do that? You increase what's called your income velocity. This means you stop thinking of yourself as just an employee and you start thinking of your career as a business. And a business doesn't just wait for growth, it actively hunts it down. You track what your skills are worth and you intentionally learn things companies pay a premium for, like data analysis or AI integration. This isn't just about working harder at your day job, it's about investing time outside of work to become more valuable. Seriously, doubling your income from $50K to $100K will have a way bigger impact on your wealth than any stock pick ever could. Okay, let's move to the next pillar. Once your income is growing and you actually have some fuel for the fire, where does that money go? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple and a little boring. And frankly, that's exactly why it works so well. Here's a statistic that should stop you in your tracks. 90%. 9 out of 10 professional, highly paid fund managers fail to beat the overall market average over the long run. Let that sink in. If the pros can't consistently pick the winning stocks, the odds that we can are basically zero. So we're going to stop trying to find the needle in the haystack. We're just going to buy the whole haystack.
And this is how you do it. The core of your portfolio is just buying the whole market through low-cost index funds. That gives you instant diversification and lets you capture the growth of the entire economy. Simple. The second part is a small stabilizer, some cash or things like bonds that are generally more stable to kind of smooth out the ride. And the third part, which is key for your sanity, is an opportunity fund. A bit of cash just sitting there ready to go when the market inevitably has a sale.
You know, the secret to making all this work is removing your emotions from the equation. Just automate your investments. A set amount goes in every single payday, whether the market is up or down. This isn't about being the smartest person in the room, it's about being the most disciplined and consistent person in the room.
Now for the final pillar, and honestly, this is the one where most well-intentioned plans completely fall apart. It has nothing to do with spreadsheets or what the market is doing. It has everything to do with your own psychology.
Meet lifestyle creep. As your income grows, there is this huge, almost gravitational pull to upgrade your life right along with it. A nicer car, a bigger apartment, more expensive nights out. But if your spending grows at the same rate as your income, you can double what you earn and still have a net worth of zero. It is the fastest way to stay stuck.
This is the trade-off you face with every single pay raise. Society, advertising, your social media feed, they're all pushing you towards one option: immediately converting that extra income into short-term status symbols. The car, the clothes, the things that make you look successful right now. Or you can make a different choice. You can resist that impulse and trade that temporary luxury for something way more valuable and permanent: long-term optionality, the freedom to choose your own path. And this is the core idea to just burn into your brain. True wealth isn't the stuff you own. It's the gap you intentionally create between your income and your expenses. That gap is what buys you freedom. It buys you control of your time and the power to say no. That optionality, that is the real luxury.
So, if you follow this blueprint, you grow your income, you invest consistently, and you win that inner game, what's the goal after 10 years? It's not about becoming a billionaire. It's about achieving something much more attainable, and I'd argue, much more powerful.
The goal is to become unbreakable, to build a financial position where you are not living paycheck to paycheck, where one bad day, a car repair, a surprise medical bill doesn't derail your entire life, where you have genuine choices about your work, your time, and your future. It's about resilience, and it's about control.
So you have the framework now. The path is clear. It takes discipline, it takes patience, and it takes focusing on the long game when everything around you is screaming for short-term gratification. The only question left is, are you ready to start building?
And just a quick final note. This explainer is for educational purposes. It's a framework, not personalized financial advice. Everyone's situation is totally unique. And of course, remember that past market performance is never a guarantee of what will happen in the future. Always do your own research. Thanks for tuning in.